Hi there. Okay, so I've got the camera set up in a way that's a little bit experimental, but just to show you the design again, here's what I'm talking about. And this is the Cupcake thumbs. I've shown a couple of different colors here. The specific nail polishes are not important. It's mostly just whether or not you can find the colors. As you can see from the design, most of the color is obscured. So really, it doesn't matter what you put in the background. It can be just a dark color like the one that I've shown here. This one here is Lubu Heels. And then this one is the Sinful color. I'm going to go ahead and work on the Lubu Heels. The next thing that I would do is I would do the vertical stripes in the design. And you want to get the polish out of the bottle and wipe it off so that it does not have a lot of big blobs on it. You don't want it to have a lot of blobbing that might come down and ruin your stripe. So I usually just wipe one side of it completely away and then partially wipe the other side away just to get it going. So then I would just start from the bottom and go to the top. If you need to go over any of these stripes, just try to do it as soon as possible after you make your first stripe, because you don't really want to put two coats on there. So you want the polish to kind of blend together. Now what I'm doing there with the white stripes is I'm actually just laying a nice opaque background for me to put a pink sparkle on there. So you'll just want to have some sort of pink glitter like this, like another striper is perfect, because then you can just go right over the line that you just made. So I've waited just a couple of minutes between the two, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my pink stripe over my white stripe. Okay, so I am going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do my next part. Now the next part is going to be to go ahead and put this part of the design onto the nail. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. I used a Conad stamper, which is, as I think I've shown you before, this little metal disc. And then you take the Conad Special Polish, and I just used white, and then you would just roll that onto your nail. Use a tool like this. This is a nail art tool. You can get them at like Michael's or any sort of craft store. And you can get something really small like this with a really thin brush, and you can do the lines yourself. Okay, so I'm going to find my white polish, which is right here, and I'm just going to let a bunch of it go onto whatever my work table is, my working surface, like that. You know, if I need more, I'll put more out or whatever. I don't like to put out too much at a time because I don't want it to fully dry. And then I'm going to take my clean brush, and you can see it's kind of flat almost. Well, how do we put, yeah, kind of flat. So what I'll do is then I'll shape it over here, and I'll thin it out. And then, oops, sorry, when it's like that, then I can make very thin lines by just dipping the very top part of it in. And then you can make a real thin line. You would just draw your lines horizontally. Okay, so now I have 2 horizontal lines in here, and that pretty well mimics what I've got on my design. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to draw in a basic bow shape. So same thing, you just use the brush, and you can choose where to put your bow. I'm pretty much just choosing slightly off center, but pretty much dead center. And then draw your white bow in. Okay, so then this part of the design needs to dry. So at this point, if you want to, you can start working on your cupcake. And you can do that one of 2 ways, again, with the choices. What I've gone ahead and done here is I've drawn my cupcake right onto the Ziploc bag. And what happens is you let this dry for about an hour, maybe a half an hour, and then you can peel it right off and set it on top of your thumb. And that's what I did. I just peeled it right off and set it on top of my thumb, and then I put the top coat over it, and it was good to go. So making sure that I'm in frame. It's kind of hard to see it, but it'll make a basic cupcake bottom shape. And then what you want to do is just dot along it like this. A little bit off the side. Dot, 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 dot. And I need a little bit more on there to make my dotting more effective. Dot, dot, dot. What you want to end up with basically is a cloud-like overlapping shape as if you had frosting on there. Like that. Then you just draw the rest of it up. So I draw it up in the middle like a pyramid at first, and just naturally it will sort of start bulging out because the nail polish will spread and the striper will spread and stuff like that. And you can be generous with the amount that you put here, because the thicker it is, the easier it will be to pick up later on. And don't forget your dollop at the top. Boop. Just use a bunch of differently colored stripers, nail polishes, anything that you have handy that would make the rainbow sprinkle that you want. I just blobbed a bunch on there, and then I took my dotting tool or my nail art tool. I got a little bit on the end of it, and then I just went dot, 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 dot. Got a little bit of the purple, dot, 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 dot. Got a little bit of the red, and dot, 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 dot. And there we go. Doesn't take much. You can use whatever colors you want, whatever you have handy. That's the beauty part of this design. It's pretty flexible. I like to start with the light color and then go darker because I just use the same nail art pen for everything. Okay, now we're going to do this part of it. If you still have enough on your brush, you can just go ahead and start doing your design. If you feel like you need to smooth it out a little bit more, just make a couple of test hash marks over on this side until you get it to a nice thin consistency, and then just draw it in. Angling it towards the middle. Okay. Getting our palette back, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dab out some of the hot pink. And that's what I'm going to work with to make the bow. You want to leave a little bit of the white part, like you'll notice here. there's a little bit of white underneath the pink. So you're going to want to leave a little bit of that in there. And just draw your pink, hot pink bow. This is going to be your dominant bow, the one that shows up the best when you look at your fingers. So be careful with this one. Whereas you could be a little bit more lax with the white bow, this bow is going to have a definite shape. Okay, great. Now, I'm not sure how obvious it is, but you can kind of see a reflective part in the middle of my pink bow. And to get that, you just need some chunky glitter. If you don't have the chunky glitter, don't worry about it. But I just went ahead and added that accent because I had it handy. So what I did was I just picked up a little glitter piece, and with the nail polish still wet, set it into the middle of my bow. Ding! So cute. I love this design. Okay, so that part's done. I'm going to go ahead and use a knife to hopefully pull it off. Start on the thicker piece, which might be easier to pull everything off by. Okay, now see how this just lifts straight off real easy? That is how easy it is. When you have let this dry for like a good hour, it'll just lift off easy as you please, and the design won't tear or anything like that. If you notice that it doesn't lift off easily at all, like if you're really digging at it and it's pulling up part of it but it's starting to tear, it's not done drying. And that is the one frustrating aspect of this particular method, is that you pretty much have to make your nail design way in advance and then come back in an hour and finish your nail design. But you know, it's a small price to pay for having the accuracy of having it look good on both nails. A little bit of top coat first, and then put my nail polish design on top of it. So I'll just get a real thin layer on here. Nothing fancy. There we go. Okay. Then I'll pick this up and lay it down. If you've got some sort of tweezers or something like that, it makes it much easier, because if you use your hands, you know, your hands tend to get in the way. So just picking it up like that, getting your position, and sticking it down. The top coat makes it much easier to do this procedure, because when you lay down the bottom part, the stickiness of the top coat will kind of grab it and help you lay it down. And then you just push it into place. With the nail polish all dry, it really won't affect the design that much for you to push it like this, but just, you know, be kind of gentle, and then use your finger to do the rest of the laying down, and just make sure to push out any bubbles or anything like that. Okay, so now we have the entire nail art design done. Our final step is to seal everything in with the top coat. You would do that anyway, but that is, for this particular design, also what allows you to glue your nail polish, I don't know what you call it, cutout onto the nail art that you did on your actual nail. There you go, finished design. Hope you had fun. I certainly had fun putting this together, so thanks for the opportunity, and I'll talk to you later.